Reality check man from your device, you know, say aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, we have some serious matter to discuss about our independence. You know, it was our 61st independent. You know, from, you know, we first get independent 1962. But something happened and, you know, it caused you to raise the eyebrows and also to ask a lot of questions. And why was the symbol, you know, of the Chinese dragon displayed at our independence? It's our 61st independent, you know? So why was the Chinese dragon displayed at our independence? This not look good. Can't look good, brother. It is our independence, you know. It's not the Chinese independence. So why was they allowed to display the dragon at our independence? This is showing you that our leaders are spineless, they are weak. They have the balls as small as a mustard seed. That is our day. That is our independence. So, oh, another country symbol was allowed to display. Our leaders are spineless and weak. Spineless and weak. So every year we have this big grand gala celebration. And after this big celebration, nothing changed. So I would ask, why you people who is in charge of the Jamaican people, instead of using billions of dollars every year promoting Grand Gala, and after it's finished, the people remain in the same situation. So my suggestion is that since we do this every year, and after it finish, it remain the same or worse, at the end of the year, the crime statistic is higher, the poverty rate is getting higher, the lack of resources, the lack of growth and development. So why not use some of these money and build 2 or 3 decent food processing plants? Put our people to work, and so we can save with mango them when most of them ripe and drop on the tree and spoil. With tomato, with herbs, with onion, name it. Do something new, man. Because it's same old same, and there is no changes. Because this is it in Jamaica. If they say they spend 5 billion to host the Grand Gala, we know say 4.5 billion gone in them pocket. Them only they use half and do what them for do. And use the next 4.5 bills split it up amongst each other, themselves. We know that. That is not something what we don't know. We are aware of the playbook by now. So them throw these big function out there to make people say, yeah man, the money spent and all of that. But the money not really spent. They're only using a small fraction to take care of those events, and then they split the rest among themselves. Infrastructure is still in a deplorable condition. Your road, your bridges, you go to the shop, food prices sky high. Tomorrow morning, you hear say 4 or 5 or 6 get shot. So what changed? Nothing's changed. After 61 years of independence, what is really there to show? These are the questions that we must ask. What is really there to show of it? Our economy sucks. Our economy is in a shambles. You see the people walking around. It explains itself. The country is in poverty. Everybody is like in a survival mood. To purchase a US dollar now, it's $154.48 to purchase a US dollar. To purchase a pound sterling now is $195.82. So what is there to celebrate? Is that success? We import 80% of the food we eat. The chicken, the goat, the pork, the fish, the chicken back. The flour, the rice, the cornmeal, name it. 80% of the food that we consume as a people, we import it. Is that something to brag about? %80 of the food we eat, we have to import it. The country lack resource. No growth or development is taking place. The country lack resources. There is no growth or development. So after 61 years, is that something to celebrate? Is that something to celebrate? So let us talk about the so-called independence that they claim that we get from 1962. First, to be independent, you have to can feed yourself. Or Jamaica in a position right now to feed themselves? No, we can't feed ourselves. We have to depend on people to feed we. So how are you going to be independent when you can't even feed yourself? Second, the British is still the head of state. It was the Queen, she passed and gone, now it's the King. Our final court of appeal is in Great Britain. The head of our state is in Great Britain. So how can you be independent when somebody else is the head of your state? How can you be independent when you own by other people? You owe the Inter-American Bank millions. You owe the World Bank billions. You owe the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, billions. You're indebted to China. So how can you be independent when you are not free from outside control? How can you independent when you have to obligate to these people? You have to fulfill your commitment. Every dollar that you spend, you were told how to spend it. And if you don't do so and follow the command, we will sanction you. So check it out. You go look up the definition of independent. You don't have to take my word. You just go and look up the definition of independent. Because since we said that we're independent, and the foundation was supposed to make that independent work is not there. We only have the name independent. The king is still the head of state. You can't feed yourself because you are importing 80% of the food you eat. You are not free from outside control because you owe the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, billions. You owe the Inter-American Development Bank billions. You owe the World Bank billions, and you are indebted to China. So how can you be independent as a people when you are indebted? How can you be independent when you obligate to fulfill your commitment? Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man, about the so-called independence, man. This is my opinion, and nobody can take away my opinion from me. Can you true me see everybody run with that thing, me go run with it. Because me nah know say the thing that go hurt me. And true me see people that run and go do it, me go do it. So me nah do it. Me see a man running car over the cliff. And true me want to be a part or in the height, me go run for me over the cliff too, and me know say me go dead. Me nah do it, brother. Make it make some sense. Explain this independent thing to me. Because the foundation and the underlying things under this to make the independent work, it not did that we only have a name. You can't feed yourself. If you could, you wouldn't put in 80% of import food in the country. You're still indebted to the IMF. You're still indebted to the American Development Bank. You're still indebted to the World Bank. You're still indebted to China. So tell me where this is independent. Independent is when you're free from manipulation. Independent is when I don't need your aid. I don't need your support. I can stand on my own. So I'm not obligated to you. But from the moment you can't meet that criteria, brother, where independent is coming in at this. So why me should I go in a national stadium and go make noise and all of them things and rare and celebrate? We don't celebrate that. I think we are here that, man. Me grew up around Rastafarian. And me used to hear Rastafarian they talk about so-called. And I did not understand because I was a youth. But as I grow and gather experience, I figure out what they was talking about and say it is the reality. Because the underlying, the foundation was supposed to make independent work. We don't have it. We don't have it. So from day one, what they try to do, paint a stigma and rasta, dirty foot, smoke ganja, dirty head, bag of lax. But when me go back and do my due diligence, the doctrine what the rasta when they preach is one of the more solid doctrine that come out of Jamaica, because the Rasta was speaking truth and rights. They were speaking about healthy living, organic food and them things there. But anytime the system says there is something there that can put a challenge to them, the system paint stigma and use the media to make them people look like them crazy or them mad. But I'm just trying to figure out this independent. And if you are independent and you can't free from outside control, you can't free from manipulation, You have to fulfill your obligation. And if you don't do so, you will be sanctioned. They tell you how to spend every cent in that dollar. And you have to follow by what they said. You have to. So where is independence? So why was the Chinese dragon was allowed to display at our independence? Our incompetent and weak and spineless leaders, after 61 years of independence, you can stand up to our next government or our next system and tell them, say, no, this is Jamaica independent. This is not all about Russia, Chinese, Japanese, or this. It's about Jamaica. So why was they allowed to display the dragon there? And when you are displaying the dragon, the announcer over the mic, out of many, one people. We know that this is a PR government. And you say things, and you know the regular man in the crowd now go and listen. But we out here for fact check, you know, man. We out here for fact check, you know, because as I say, new media is around. And we're going to lift up every stone, every nooks and every cranny. And all the stories that were buried, they will be highlighted because the people of Jamaica need to know the truth. Need to know the truth. Why was the Chinese dragon display at our independence? 61 years of independence, and our government don't have the balls. Don't have the balls to stand up and denounce and say, no, not this time around. This is our independence. The only thing must show up, that's the crocodile. And the hyena, they must stand up on the side of it. And that way a display. Just think about it, Jamaica. Make it sink in and make it sink in deep. The dragon head display with Republic. Is the Republic of what? Is the Republic of China? Is the Republic of China was displaying? We don't know, because the dragon was there. The head of the dragon was there. And we know that the dragon is the symbol of the Chinese. People, make it sink in. Make it sink in. Think about it and think about it deeply. Them say it is our independence. And you are displaying somebody else's image at your independence. Your leader don't even have the balls, as small as a mustard seed, to stand up for the Jamaican people and say, no, this is our independence. We cannot display the Chinese dragon up there. Brother, something all right, brother. Something all right. But anyway, they say, he who have eyes, let him see. And he who have ears, let him hear. They say, let the wheat and corn grow until the day of harvest. Let the wheat and corn grow until the day of harvest. Remember, follow me over YouTube. Like and share. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Hit up the notification. So anytime I drop a banger video, you will be the first to notified. Walk good and live good. Treat your fellow man with respect. They say no man is an island and none of us can stand alone. United we stand, or divided we're gonna hit the pavement. So we tell them, say, a God and good rule. Until then, you and Aromatic will chat again. Much love. The high is out. Peace.